The biggest TV show ever made has finally started filming again. Season 4 is on the way, baby. Stranger Things has become such a beloved fan favorite to me, you, and 100 billion other people in the world. We've been waiting for this news for years. When are they going to film Season 4, we said. Years went by. Well, it seemed like that. Maybe it was just a few months. But you know what? Jump forward to today and we've got 9 fat scripts for 9 different episodes we're getting for Season 4. This season is going to be the biggest and craziest season of them all, and there is going to be some big things revealed that completely change everything. We've got a lot of exciting updates to go over about Season 4 and what you can expect, so make sure you watch until the end so you don't miss anything. And don't forget to take your slingshot out and absolutely smash that like button to help out the video in the algorithm. I appreciate all the recent love you guys have been giving me on the Discord. We just announced our first spooky fan art competition, and I'm really excited to see what you guys end up making. I'd love to see some Michael J. Stranger Things crossovers. If you want to read the rules, you can find them in the announcements channel in the Discord. Now, back to the Demogorgons and why they need to eat Susie in Season 4. For any of you that don't remember, technically, Susie's little musical number with Dustin in the finale of Season 3 when they're trying to shut down the giant death laser thingy and they needed to get the number of planks constant from Susie. Basically, Susie's little musical detour is what got Hopper exploded and Billy stabbed. If they hadn't spent those 5 minutes singing, Hop and Joyce could have shut down the death laser and gotten out of there before the Terminator caught up with them, and shutting down the portal would have shut down the Mind Flayer's puppet before it stabbed Billy. Susie is confirmed to be the culprit. Banner to the Upside Down. Feed her to the Demogorgons. Thank you. Now that we've got the important stuff out of the way, let's get to the good stuff. Season 4 has finally started filming. The other day they announced that production had resumed, but you know what? That could mean they started working on sets or wardrobe or props or something. But we just got confirmation that they actually started filming again with all the actors on physical location. Can you believe it? We've got a lot of cool set photo leaks with some new characters showing up and a few Easter eggs here and there. And now that filming has resumed, we've also got word that more casting calls have gone out. The Stranger Things casting team is looking for a bunch of extras. They need some more Russians, and it looks like they're looking for some younger gymnastics people for Hawkins High probably, as well as just a bunch of general background characters. This would be a good time to live in Georgia, I'll tell you what. That would really be cool to just be like an extra walking around in the background with an ice cream cone or something. I'd be down to stay in Georgia for some time. I mean, it's only a few hours away from me, and I was kind of hoping to take a trip up there anyways, so that would just be really cool, even as a background character, just to say that you're in Stranger Things. That'd be dope. Maybe I'll look up the casting information after this. But they've got a lot of spots for people with looks from the 1980s because that's when the show takes place. But what's even more interesting is they've got a few casting calls looking for people with the looks from the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s. This means that we're going to get some more flashbacks. Yeah, maybe some more Brenner stuff with Hawkins' lab and testing on Elle. But since they've been teasing Hopper's backstory so hard recently, I'm thinking maybe we're going to get some younger Hopper flashbacks. Maybe 20, 25-year-old Hopper before he goes into the army or something. That'd be really cool to see. I would love that. And real quick, just a friendly reminder, don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. I'll be here making fun videos each week, and by subscribing, you can support the channel for free and let me know that you're enjoying the videos. I really appreciate it. But also, I'm curious what kind of videos you guys would like to see more of. I know you like the Stranger Things, but what else? Feel free to tell me in the comments. I'll be chilling down there for a bit, responding to everyone, so come say hi. Now, like I was saying, in the book Darkness on the Edge of Town, we were given a small peek into Hopper's backstory. Just a small one. More specifically, one into the box labeled New York. If you don't remember, Elle found these 3 boxes in Hopper's basement. One labeled New York, one labeled Vietnam, and of course, one labeled Hawkins' lab that she goes through to find out about her mother, Terry Ives. And they've been teasing for a long time now how important these boxes are to the story and how big of a part they'll play with Hopper's backstory and all in Season 4. So in the book, we were given a small taste of the box labeled New York. Before Hopper moved back to Hawkins and became the wonderful chief of police that we know him as in the show, he lived in New York and worked on the NYPD as a homicide detective. There was this huge case involving a cult and actually the first test subject of MK Ultra, Subject 0, who Hopper was actually in Vietnam with when the guy was being tested on. It was revealed that MK Ultra set up their first base of operations in Vietnam during the war so they could experiment on all the American soldiers. Well, not all of them, but a select few. Their goal was to turn their subjects into superheroes, or quite literally, super soldiers that they could control. And they would run tests, trying to figure out how to control these people and get them to do whatever they told them to. And they were brutal tests. Everyone from the first set died except for Subject 0, who would go on to help the scientists keep testing on other soldiers. But eventually the war ended and the lab was disabandoned, and they told everyone to go back to the States and just forget what happened. Long story short, Sub-Zero starts a cult in New York City and starts overrunning all the big-time gangs and starts to take over the city. And this is where our boy Hopper comes into the picture. Hopper gets approached by the FBI to fake his death or just disappear and work for the FBI as a double agent and infiltrate Sub-Zero's cult. He gets close to Zero and works with the gang long enough to figure out what's going on and learn that Zero has been preparing the entire city for the Day of the Serpent, where New York is going to be overthrown by a demon. Now, I don't want to spoil it because it's a great read, and if you've got the time, I definitely recommend reading it, but it was really cool to see Hopper in a different element. He was with his wife and daughter, Sarah, living in New York, and I'm really curious to see if we're going to get to see him as this police detective roaming the city streets in Season 4. Flashbacks are coming, and I'm sure we'll get to see some Vietnam stuff too. They said that there will be big things in Hopper's backstory that they've been planning from the beginning of the show that are going to completely tie everything together, and I have no idea what these things are. And while they have started filming, here's some cool photos from set, it looks like the release will be delayed until late 2021 or possibly early 2022. That's so far away. There's also going to be a new gang coming to this show. The first episode, called The Hellfire Club, hints at the kids' new group of friends. And cool enough, we can see Dustin rocking what looks to be maybe a homemade shirt here in the leaks, which is kind of cool. I need one of these shirts. But we've also got some new teens coming to the show. Here's the new character here. They also finished rebuilding the arcade the kids go and play at. Really cool to see this come to life. Like I was saying earlier, I was wanting to go to Georgia soon. Maybe if I'm there, I'll see if I can find any of the set locations. I feel like that'd be really cool to see in person. There's also some pics of Nancy doing some investigating at Benny's Burgers from Season 1 where Elle went to get some food. Well, she didn't go there on purpose, but she had food while she was there. Nonetheless, I can't wait to see Nancy's detective skills back at work, as long as she stops bursting into the dark room while Jonathan's trying to develop his photos.
Come on!
That girl is never gonna learn. But we've also got some auditions that surface for some of the new characters, which look pretty promising. The first is for a teen at the kid's high school. In the audition, he refers to a cult, the Hellfire Club, and some freak that's a part of it, and how he messed up his little sister or maybe girlfriend. And then he suggests that they drank her blood or something dark because this cult, until his friend realizes that they just play D&D together. And then he goes on to say that he's heard that sometimes, if the wrong people play D&D, it can warp their mind and they can have trouble discerning fantasy from reality, and innocent people can die, and that's what's been happening all over the country. As if Demogorgons have escaped from Hawkins and have been eating people all over the country. And then the second audition is from this military figure looking into the disappearances and unexplained things that have been happening at Hawkins, and he's not convinced that all the missing persons are dead. He suggests that someone in the government, possibly this doctor, is in on it and he's hiding something. And then, in this third audition, again they emphasize how everyone's blaming D&D for the murders. Society thinks it's leading to a rise in dark practices, which are leading to all the killings. The audition of this kid here is also playing the kid that the kids from the first audition were referring to, a member of the Hellfire Club that they think messed up his little sister or girlfriend or something. But this character is talking like he's the one who started or was always a part of the Hellfire Club, this group that plays D&D together, and he's talking to the new kids, younger than him, probably Dustin, Mike, and Lucas, saying that they have a few years left at school before they're gone, saying that they're the future of the Hellfire Club. They were probably looking for new people to play D&D with since Joyce took Will and moved away. They just needed someone to play with and found this guy. He says he remembers when he first saw them and they were wearing their weird shirts, and then he showed them how to have a fun time in school through this D&D group, and it sounds like he's trying to convince the kids to sell drugs or something. All of these characters are super interesting, and it sounds like society is really going hard blaming D&D for the rise of dark practices, and all this will play a huge role in Season 4, which is crazy because that also played a huge role in the Darkness on the Edge of Town book. Makes me wonder if they just took some inspiration from it, or maybe it'll actually touch on the storyline a bit. But that being said, you should definitely go check out the book, or if you're not up for the read, I recommend watching this video just so you can learn what happens throughout the book. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. We just had our first scary movie night in the Discord yesterday. We've got another one coming up in a week or two, but we got to watch probably my favorite scary movie ever, House at the End of the Street with Jennifer Lawrence. Such a good film. It just was such a fun movie to watch with you guys, and it's so under the radar that everyone I show it to has never seen it before, so I had a lot of fun getting scared with you guys. I love watching scary movies in general, but more so with friends. And unfortunately, because of everything, I haven't got to do that in a while, so I had a lot of fun last night. It meant a lot to me. I really enjoyed it. But this coming Saturday, I think we're going to have another spooky Among Us game night. The last one was really fun, so make sure you're there for that. Link is in the pinned comment. Also, I've been working a lot recently on merch and Patreon. Because YouTube revenue is down and I'm still trying to secure this as a full-time job, I thought it would just be fun to finally get some merch going so you guys can support the channel if you want and rock some sick clothes. I want to do a bunch of collabs with artists for limited run stuff that I think will be really cool. I think you guys are going to love it. But the Patreon, I'm working on the rewards now, but just let me say, I think you will not be disappointed. There's going to be a lot of exclusive stuff from merch to Discord to private calls to a little something extra, including possibly you, as well as discounts on the merch, first time watch alongs, some contests, even me taking care of you. Yeah, you heard me. But that's all I'm going to say. You're going to have to wait till it drops. I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm really excited about this. I want these to help support me so I can comfortably do this as a full-time job. And just as a side note, I'd love to set up a Twitch and start streaming, or at least use it for all my current streaming. But I really don't know anything about Twitch, so yeah, if you want, you can help me out. If you've set one up before, maybe with all the sub and donor notifications and tracker bars and all the fancy things, let me know in the comments your experience you've had, and maybe you can help me set up my Twitch. I think that'd be fun. I'm excited. Sorry if I sound a bit sniffly all of a sudden. I just went to Hallow Scream with some friends last night, and while it was a lot of fun, I do feel a little bit sniffly now. I've been up all night working, so I gotta see if I can shake this thing. Maybe I'll go eat some vitamin C after this. That should help. But comment down below if you can help with Twitch, or even if you have any future video ideas, what you want to see more of. I'll be reading through all the comments. But thank you again so much for watching. I'll be back with another video soon, and until then, I will see you in the comments. Peace.